Why fans think Sadie Sink is the perfect Jean Grey. Spider-Man, Brand New Day explained. Warning, spoiler warning. Before we begin, this video contains major spoilers for Spider-Man Brand New Day. We'll be discussing Sadie Sink's performance as Jean Grey, why fans have embraced her casting, and what her debut could mean for the future of the MCU's X-Men. With that said, let's get started. When Marvel first announced that Sadie Sink would play Jean Grey, the internet exploded. Some fans celebrated immediately, others weren't convinced. After all, Jean Grey isn't just another Marvel character. She's one of the most important mutants ever created. And every actor who steps into that role faces enormous expectations. But after Spider-Man Brand New Day finally arrived, something interesting happened. Many of the skeptics changed their minds. Instead of questioning the casting, fans started saying the exact opposite. Marvel may have found the perfect Jean Grey. So what changed? Why has Sadie Sink won over so many viewers? And could she become the face of the MCU's X-Men for the next decade? Let's break it all down. Who is Jean Grey? Before talking about Sadie Sink, we first need to understand why Jean Grey matters so much. For casual Marvel fans, Jean Grey is one of the original members of the X-Men. She's a powerful mutant gifted with incredible telepathic and telekinetic abilities. She can read minds, communicate mentally across vast distances, move objects without touching them, and eventually becomes connected to one of Marvel's most powerful cosmic entities, the Phoenix Force. But Jean has never been defined by her powers alone. She's defined by her humanity. Unlike characters who always seem confident, Jean constantly struggles with responsibility, emotion, and the fear of losing control. That's what makes her one of Marvel's most emotionally complex heroes. Every actor who plays Jean Grey isn't simply portraying a superhero. They're portraying someone balancing incredible power with incredible vulnerability. That's a difficult role, and it's why expectations were so high. Why Sadie Sink already felt like Jean Grey. One reason fans embraced Sadie Sink so quickly is because many of her greatest strengths as an actress naturally fit Jean Grey. She rarely overacts. She doesn't rely on exaggerated emotion. Instead, she communicates through subtle expressions, quiet confidence, and emotional honesty. Jean Grey has always been someone who carries enormous internal conflict without constantly talking about it. Sadie Sink excels at exactly that type of performance. Whether Jean is comforting someone, questioning herself, or struggling to control her powers, Sink makes those emotions feel believable. Instead of trying to imitate previous versions of Jean, she creates someone who feels authentic. Many fans have praised that quieter, more grounded interpretation. Stranger Things prepared her for this role. Of course, Sadie Sink didn't arrive at Marvel as an unknown actress. For years, she played Max Mayfield in Stranger Things. That role taught her something incredibly valuable: how to balance emotional storytelling with large-scale blockbuster action. Throughout Stranger Things, she portrayed grief, trauma, fear, determination, and hope, sometimes all within a single episode. She also became comfortable acting alongside visual effects and supernatural threats. That's important because playing Jean Grey requires more than pretending to have psychic powers. It requires convincing audiences that those powers come with emotional consequences. Stranger Things gave Sink years of experience carrying exactly that kind of material. By the time she entered the MCU, she already knew how to anchor massive spectacle with believable emotion. That's one reason audiences trusted her almost immediately. Her chemistry with Tom Holland. Another reason fans have responded so positively is her chemistry with Tom Holland's Peter Parker. One of the biggest surprises in Brand New Day isn't simply that Jean Grey appears. It's how naturally she and Peter interact. Their conversations feel different from Peter's previous relationships. Jean understands emotional isolation in ways very few characters can. Peter understands responsibility in exactly the same way. Neither character asked for extraordinary abilities. Both constantly worry about the people around them. That creates an immediate emotional connection. Instead of feeling forced, their interactions feel surprisingly natural. It's one of the reasons producer Amy Pascal explained that Jean Grey wasn't chosen merely because she's an X-Men character, but because she fit the story Marvel wanted to tell. Whether that connection develops into friendship, partnership, or simply mutual respect remains to be seen. But audiences have clearly noticed the chemistry. She doesn't try to copy previous Jean Greys. Another reason the casting works is because Sadie Sink doesn't imitate the performances of Famke Janssen or Sophie Turner. That would have been the easy choice. Instead, she creates her own version. This Jean feels younger, more uncertain, still discovering who she is. Rather than introducing an already fully formed X-Men veteran, Marvel introduces someone still learning how dangerous her abilities can become. That fresh approach allows longtime comic readers and newcomers to experience Jean's journey together. It's less about replacing previous versions and more about beginning an entirely new chapter. Jean Grey feels like the start of something bigger. Many fans believe Jean's introduction isn't just about Spider-Man. It's about the future of the MCU itself. For years, Marvel has slowly teased mutants. Now, Jean Grey has finally arrived. That instantly raises bigger questions. Where is Professor Xavier? Where is Cyclops? Where are Storm, Beast, and Wolverine? Jean's appearance feels less like a standalone cameo and more like the first chapter of Marvel's mutant era. Recent reporting suggests Marvel is positioning Sink's Jean Grey as one of the foundational characters for its next generation of X-Men stories. Could she become the MCU's main X-Men hero? This leads to perhaps the biggest question. Could Sadie Sink become the face of Marvel's X-Men? It's certainly possible. Marvel hasn't officially announced the long-term direction of Jean Grey beyond her debut, but fans are already speculating about future appearances. Could she return in Avengers: Secret Wars? Could she become central to the upcoming X-Men reboot? Will Marvel eventually explore the legendary Phoenix saga? Right now, those remain possibilities, not confirmations. But introducing Jean Grey this early strongly suggests Marvel has long-term plans for the character. Characters as important as Jean rarely appear only once. Why fans believe Marvel finally got Jean Grey right? So why has fan opinion shifted so dramatically? It comes down to several key reasons. First, Sadie Sink captures Jean's emotional vulnerability without making her feel weak. Second, she projects quiet intelligence and inner strength, qualities that have always defined Jean in the comics. Third, her chemistry with Tom Holland makes her introduction feel organic instead of forced. And finally, she feels like someone audiences could follow for the next 10 years. That's exactly what Marvel needs. A Jean Grey who can grow, change, struggle, and eventually become one of the MCU's most important heroes. The overwhelmingly positive reaction since the film's release reflects that many viewers believe Marvel found the right actor for exactly that journey. Final thoughts. Whether you followed Jean Grey for decades through Marvel Comics, or you're meeting her for the very first time in Spider-Man: Brand New Day, one thing is becoming increasingly clear. Sadie Sink didn't simply step into an iconic role. She made it her own. She captures Jean's compassion, her intelligence, her emotional complexity, and the quiet strength that's always made the character so beloved. More importantly, she makes audiences excited about what's coming next. Because Jean Grey has never been just another superhero. She's one of the pillars of the X-Men. If this performance is only the beginning, then Marvel's mutant era may already have found one of its brightest stars. Now, the biggest question isn't whether Sadie Sink was the right choice. For many fans, that question has already been answered. The real question is, how far will Marvel take Jean Grey's story from here? Will she become the heart of the MCU's X-Men? Will the Phoenix Force eventually emerge? And how will her relationship with Peter Parker shape the future of Marvel's next generation? Let me know your theories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more Spider-Man, X-Men, and Marvel Explained videos, hidden details, and MCU deep dives.